Now, face the mighty bison.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Street Fighter is on a little bit of a hot streak. They had a tough time during the game Street Fighter V, but they recovered oh so magnificently. I know there's a lot of people who say the balance of that game was a little shaky. They released the update the same time their competitors, Tekken 8, released the update. Both of those games was getting a little bit of backlash. Tekken 8 was getting more backlash because that game is in a worse spot. Street Fighter, they got backlash, but they were still just cruise sailing through it. But even before that, just everything they've been doing since the game's release has been magnificent, from collaborations to even their tournament. Things do get dicey sometimes when they're trying to make people pay to watch events that used to be free pay-per-view. That's very slimy. But the way that they're transforming lives and giving players opportunity is something you have to respect. For example, Street Fighter legend Mina RD has become so big that Capcom is now working with his home country. He met with Capcom representatives alongside officials from the Dominican Republic to explore opportunities in esports, tech, and education. I seen a little while ago where it said someone dropped out of college, high school, something like that, and they became a full-fledged Street Fighter player as a full-time job. And you see so many players, you hear so many stories of people using Street Fighter, using video games to transform their lives. And for Street Fighter, the leader of the fighting game genre, to be a part of that and to be achieving that, it's great. There will be ups, there will be downs, but lately they have been having a whole lot of ups. So much so to where they broke a record. Two of them. The first one is Street Fighter hit an all-time player peak on Steam years after release. This is when they released their new update. They released the character Alex, they did some character reworks and balance reworks, and they had 72,067 players. That is bigger than the number at launch. That is a crowning achievement, and I know Capcom is loving that game, but also they've been supporting it very greatly, doing so many collaborations with Fortnite, with McDonald's. They got a movie coming up. This game is so relevant, it's so alive, and I think so many other fighting games, but also just video games, should take note from them. Some of the bads, ignore that, but some of the goods, embrace that. Their brand recognition is at an all-time high. You had this post here that was made from High Above Gigas that has 4 million views, and it's literally just Alex doing push-ups. But this garnered so much attention to where it generated a story which says, Street Fighter 6 Alex cranks 100 intense Hindu push-ups in viral clip. This had Twitter going crazy, and this is just the kind of marketing, good marketing, that fighting games need, because it's not even about gameplay, it's not really even about balancing, it's just about the celebration of characters and the franchise. That's amazing. Now, something else you got to talk about: balance and gameplay. Like I said, Street Fighter, Tekken 8 both released their patch kind of at the same time. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I know that Tekken probably didn't like that. Street Fighter and Tekken 8 patch draws player disappointment amid rival hype. Capcom Street Fighter 6 Season 4 patch released early May. Update every character for better neutral tools and combo variety. Standardized drive rush overhead to -3 on block. Added jump outs from screen freeze and a fully released Alex with new outfits. Tekken 8, however, version 3 for Season 3 refined character identities with tweaks like heat system changes, air combo scaling to 70% faster matchmaking, but players call both updates underwhelming and stagnant. Pros like Brian F. see Street Fighter as titty steps forward yet too slow, while Tekken faces calls for retirement. Meanwhile, Fatal Fury City of Wolves gained traction with its recent strong patches, monthly DLC, and just a fresh appeal overall. You kind of can see how all of the fighting games are in their own little vortex of chaos. Some of them are doing better than others, but they all still have time, running out of time, some of them, but time they still have. One of the other records that Street Fighter broke is this one, which says Street Fighter 6 sets record with 7,158 entrants at EVO Japan. The game is getting more popular as time goes on. It's not dying, not even close. They gain like 500 to 1,000 players every year. Meanwhile, some of the other fighting games are dying. It says here that the massive bracket means losers might need 12 straight wins just to reach top 8. With Street Fighter being a hot topic and everyone talking about it, you have news articles like Kotaku. These are ancient dinosaurs, legacy media. They don't know how to survive in the year 2026, so they just got to spread lies and make up stuff. Their headline says, with all of the hype and celebration for Street Fighter 6, breaking records, tons of players, brand new update, this is what they decided to highlight. Street Fighter 6 latest DLC ending is upsetting fans because Alex married his sister's cousin. That's not what happened. What? These guys just be saying stuff, and it makes sense why like no one cares about these guys anymore. The only time you hear people bringing up like IGN and stuff like that is when it's time to like make jokes or make fun of something, and it just shows how like out of touch they are, trying to stir up controversy in the worst ways possible. There's places in gaming where you could do that and be right at home. Go over to Tekken 8. That game is like swirling with chaos right now. Another news article, and this one is really interesting. Saudi Arabian investment firm that owns SNK has acquired a significant stake in Capcom. I know there's been a lot of people who's been upset about Saudi and their involvement in everything, but at the same time, everyone brings up how the Saudis have a ton of money and they love to throw money at things. They're wondering if the prize pools for these fighting games will increase, and we have yet to see something like that. They've announced stuff for Evo, they're getting in business with Capcom, SNK, but we have yet to see the money roll towards the players or competition. So far, it's just a lot of companies making agreements with one another. But all in all, this is currently what's happening with Street Fighter. They're breaking records, they're doing well. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and bye-bye.